So scaling in Forex is all about securing some profits and increasing your trading capital. Okay, so if you are trading with, let's say, $100 and making like $50 a month, you can scale by leaving your total profits in the account or a percentage of your profits. So the persons will do 100% profits to, compound the account, while other person may do 50% or thereabouts. Okay, so if you leave the $100 there, the start of the next month, you would have $150. So scaling in Forex is basically you increasing your trading capital. Okay, the more you increase your trading capital, the more your profit are going to be. Okay, so some persons actually do that by leaving the profits they made in a particular month. And so scaling in Forex is all about growing your trading capital. So some persons do that by leaving their profits for the months in the account so they can be able to leverage more in the next month to make more. So for example, let's say you have $100 in your account, right? If you make like, let's say $50 as a profit in the month of September, now the next month you leave that $50 there. So you have $150. So if you are making an average of 50% per month, in the month of September, you would have made 50%, sorry, $50 rather. And in the month of October, that's going to be $75. And if you keep doing this, you see that the account will keep increasing, which is what we call compounding. Then you can also still scale by trading news like we did the other time. So now when you trade news is more like a one-off thing. You need to actually have a clear prediction. And the news that usually traded, NFP, CPI, PPI, because once you look at the US dollar, you know what's currently going on in the economy. You should be able to actually predict what's going to happen once the news comes out. All right, but this news just only come out um, 3 times a month. So one, two, three, and that's the end of everything. So if you can, let's say you have a $100 account now and you're trading, making a small profit and all right? And then you now trade a particular fundamental news. Let's say you trade NFP, CPI, and PPI, and in the process you are able to grow, let's say like $50 thereabouts to $1,000. Now instead of taking the $1,000 away, scaling basically entails that you're going to take a significant amount of this money and deposit into your account that you're already trading. So let's say, for example, now you had $100 in August and you grew to $150. So beginning of September now you have $150. And that beginning of September now you made $1,000 from the fundamental news. Right? You can easily just add $500 to this money, and that will give you $650 worth of trading capital. Now, once you do that, you still have $500 left. Okay. Now, after that $500 left, you can, you know, remove another $100 again. That one's going to be for future news, maybe for the month of um October, NFPCPI for the month of October. You understand? So you've removed $100. So once you move that $100 now, you'll now be left with $400 again. Then maybe after that $400 now, you can also maybe remove another $100 again. That other $100 can be for normal MT5 trading. So once you do that now, you'll be left with $300. So that means your profit is $300. Your profit that you can easily, like your immediate profit that you can withdraw and use to enjoy is just $300. The remaining $700, you invested $500 to your HFX account. Okay, HFX, you reinvested $100, okay, to news trading, and $100 again to MT5. So now basically from you doing this now, in the month of September, you don't have $150 in your HFX account anymore. It is $650 because we added your profits from that other trading to it. So now $650. So if you make 50% on this $650 now, your profit will not be $75 anymore, but it's going to be $325. All right, $325. If you do this to Naira, 325 times 1510, that's about 490,000 Naira. 490,000 Naira additional profit for just the month of September. If you choose to, once you get to this particular stage, you can choose to maybe start withdrawing 30% of the profit you make, you understand, and leaving 70% in the account to scale. You understand? So if you're doing that, that is going to be so if you're doing that, that's going to be let's say you choose to start withdrawing 30% of the profit at this point. All right, that means the month of October, you would have $650. Okay, 325, 70% of 325 would be 227. 227 plus 650 would be 877. So you have 877 to trade, okay, which is 70% of the profit you made in September. And the money you're going to withdraw to use to flex would be 325 times 0.3, $97.5, which is about 150,000 naira. And you see now, all these profits you're making are actually different from the ones you're also still going to be making from October's fundamental news trading and October's MT5, also the MT5 trades for September too. This is just the HFX profit. And the reason why you are able to grow from making $75, all right, which is about 112,000 naira, so making 490,000 naira, okay, is because you took out of the profit you made from the fundamental news trading and reinvested it into HFX. And also the reason why you're also going to make more money too, apart from this one, also from MT5. Some persons can don't get funded challenge if you're patient enough to constantly stick to trades to pass it. Okay, and that's going to be additional profit taken for you. The reason why you're also going to make additional profits on MT5, which you are normally not making before because you didn't have the capital to fund it apart from the HFS account, is because you took out of your profits you made from here and funded the MT5. And now the money you're actually used to trade news for the month of October is no longer $50. It's now even double. So you see it. So that is actually how it is a business. Okay, it's a business. And the only way you can grow a business, okay, is by reinvesting a significant portion of portion portion of your profits. It's more like, let's say I have a business. Let's say I open a barbering salon. Okay, I invested like 2 million in a barbering salon, and as I open that barbering salon now, I'm making sales, decent sales, and my profit is like, let's say 500K a month. Let's assume if I'm always taking away that 500K a month, or let's after that 500K, I'm using like 100K to pay my employees. Okay, that's 400K. If I'm always taking that entire 400K and eating it, my business is not going to grow because I'll remain stagnant. If you have $100 and every profit you make at the end of the month, $50 you're withdrawing. The next month you still have $100. If you make $30, you still withdraw. you just remain in that particular point. But if you reinvest a significant portion of the profits you made, now if I own a barbering salon, how am I going to reinvest? What am I going to reinvest in? I can invest in making my salon very much finer. In the paint color, some designs, a chandelier, stuff like that. If it's finer, people will be attracted to it because they want to come in there and take pictures and barb hair, come with their friends and barb hair, stuff like that. It's a nice location they can use to take pictures and while cutting and or put the TV there, maybe even showing football self, or music, speakers, stuff like that. An investment. Another investment also in creating a social media page, all right, and getting someone to manage the page, create content, post there, and run ads on the page. So that means ad budgets. Are you getting me? Ad budget now is going to be part of my investment and also building the social media page. Social media page is there. If you go to the social media page, you will see the address there. If you copy the address and paste it on Google Map, it will lead you directly to the. So if I do that now, you'll notice that maybe the first month I made 400,000 naira profit. Okay, the next month I'm not going to make 400,000 naira profit. Let's say the first month I made 500,000 naira profit. I paid 400,000 naira profit. The next month I'm not going to make 500,000 naira. I'm going to make probably like, let's say, 750,000 naira. Why? Because I scaled through reinvesting my profits. So it can actually be difficult. Yeah, where you say, oh, invest everything, let's compound, compound, compound. You understand? You don't have to do everything. All you just need to just put a significant portion. And if you keep doing this, account to keep going, before you know it, the next month, look at it. October, you start with 877. 877, let's assume you make 50% profit again, times 0.5. That would be $438, right? So we have $438, okay? Which if you convert to Naira times 1510 will be 602,000 Naira. So you see now, I'm just in a fixed profit of 50%. It's trading, so your profit is not going to be fixed, but just for explanation purposes, it can only be higher at the next month or lower. Let's stick to an average of 50% if we reach 5% per trade. You see it now. So despite the fact that you withdrew 30% of your profit, which was $97, which is like be around let's say 147,000 naira. Despite the fact that you withdrew 147,000 naira out of your profits, okay, and reinvested about 300 and something thousand naira, added it to your trading capital for the next month, which grew it from $650 to $477. All right, you are still able to increase your account from 650 to this with a couple of withdrawals. So now you're scaling and you're also withdrawing money. So when you make money from any other venture, you make money from some crypto, maybe projects you invested in, or maybe some business, 2 million just landed. You were trading Forex before, or you're trading Forex, right? Rather, and the last month you made 40%. And all of a sudden you traded, you got the business, and then you earned, let's say, 2 million naira. That 2 million naira, money does not stay. Money constantly moves. So if you give that 2 million naira, before you know, within like 2 months, it will be finished. So instead of keeping that 2 million naira and making it, get depleted, what you can do is, at that 2 million naira, you can invest 70%, split it across different things. Trading should be one of them because you've seen that trading has been giving you constant profits. So I personally believe, logically, you should invest more of that money into trading. Because once you invest more of that money now, you have something that will bring in money every single month. If the market keeps going the way it's actually going. Do you understand? So that is just basically that about that. And if you keep doing that, before you know it, this account will get to $1,000, 2K, 3, 4, 5, 10. Once you get to 10K, 50% of 10K, that's 5,000. And if you're not doing 5% per trade when you get 10K, you're doing 3%, because you have to be more careful when the account grows, yeah? That's still going to be about 3K. Even if you're doing 2%, that'll be about 2K, which is about 3 million naira. Imagine risking 2% on a 10K account and making $2K on an average every month. 3 million from just pressing laptop, right? But the only reason, the only way you'll be able to get to this point is if you start scaling from this point, right? So you treat it as a business, and just the way you want to invest in your business to make it grow, it should also be the same way you should also reinvest into your trading accounts to make it grow. So your profit is determined by your capital size. You're seeing the profit, you know it's good, you know it's working, but then you need capital to grow. You made $1,000 from fundamental news trading. Instead of eating everything, invest, split it across all the assets you're trading. And that's basically what I just talked about in the session. Right. So if you enjoyed this session and you got value from it, drop some value on the group chat. And that's basically, see you guys tomorrow, 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Have a lovely, beautiful and amazing day. Bye.